On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
The reason that I added you is because you told me to.
One time. Not for 5 hours, Kay. What was the intent?
The intent was
the intent of adding someone continuously for 5 hours straight and then having other people chime in to do the exact same thing? I didn't have
anybody chime in. People are their own people.
Rilla, who do you call the Powder Puff Girls? So that's not true. You're part of that. You're a part of Girls That Bully.
Do you think that I text people or call them like, hey, get on this post?
I don't know what you do. All I know is that the impact
I'm telling you, I'm not.
It's the impact of what you do.
Rilla
already has a name for you guys. It's called the Powder Puff. That's what he does, and that's what you guys do. And it's the impact. The intent might be to laugh and key, but you don't know what impact that is.
You guys are just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. What we have here is we have toxic women giving toxic women advice. Let me say it again.
Oh, I get that part.
I get that.
Toxic women giving toxic women advice. So that what I got from the clip is that these women are not paying attention to the voice that's in their head. You know, they are just reacting out of emotion a lot of times. And what kills me is that we have a lot of women that are championing this bad behavior, this toxic behavior. And we had a lot of that going on within the past couple of weeks. And quite frankly, I'm tired of them, fed up with it. How can you allow this woman to represent herself like this, to embarrass herself like this, and be okay with it? It's not right. What we have is toxic women giving other women that are toxic advice. Make it make sense. It doesn't work. Let's get into this topic. I'm gonna start with you, Chicago, Rilla. Let's speak on these toxic women giving toxic women advice.
I actually thought you was going super deep in the toxic woman being the voice inside of her head giving her cell phone advice. That's where I thought you was going initially. But here's the thing. When I think about toxic women giving toxic women advice, I think about this episode of Boondocks, right? Aaron McGruder for president, but the Killer Kung Fu Wolf Bish, right? That episode, if anybody's seen this episode of Boondocks, it was Aisha Tyler and Tachina Arnold, right? And Aisha Tyler was just super toxic, and she was on a date with Granddad or whatever. The whole time she's on this date and it's getting serious and the relationship is developing, Tachina Arnold is on the other line. Girl, you should do this. Did you check this? Did you do this? Did you do that? The end result, the net of it, and the end result of it was at the end, she's so frazzled and rattled by what Tachina Arnold, the advice she had been giving her the whole time, the girl winds up blowing herself up at the end of the episode. So now, if to translate that into real life, you talk about the inner circle, who you have, who you share energy and space with. If it's an echo chamber, right? And these are the women that are, encouraging you. Yeah, girl, you don't need no man. Or yeah, girl, you look good. They just need to accept you as you are. They sending you on a blank mission. And if you're not introspective enough to objectively look at yourself, or at least know enough that you need to change your circle, to me, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And the flip side of it, I don't see it changing. I don't see it changing. To me, it looks like it's producing more and more generations.
You don't see what changing?
Women not giving women toxic messages and advice. I don't see that part of it changing.
Let me ask you this: why is it the men speaking up on it then? If you know it's toxic behavior and it's happening right in front of our faces, then why aren't men speaking up on it?
So here's the deal: I think men are speaking up on it, and again,
how?
Well, here's the deal: men have said to women, like I think y'all had this conversation a while ago about who holds women accountable, right? And so, because I think you were saying like if men can't say it, women can't say it, then who can say it to you, right? And so I think like whether it's mother, sister, auntie, whatever. I think men have, or girlfriend, especially in a relationship situation, men say something and women immediately push back, right? Regardless of that direction, there's pushback to it. Now, what was said on broadcast I was listening to last night, he was talking to a woman, and he was literally telling her things are not going to change until women start holding women accountable. It's not going to change. I don't see the toxic woman not giving advice to toxic women or whatever. I don't see that pattern changing until the women with the sense and the elders in the community start holding other women accountable.
Okay. Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay. So you think women holding women accountable is going to make a change?
Yeah.
Okay. Being on this platform, I've been on here for a few weeks, and I wholeheartedly believe that women need to be held accountable. And I hold women accountable because I'm holding myself accountable as well. However, when we're talking about toxic women and they've been around each other, me holding women accountable has gotten me attacked by women. Women don't want to change. So when another woman speaks up about change, then they get the sign language just like men. And it's not about what I'm saying. They try to attack you as a person. I don't know if that's the nature of women or why it's like that, but no one can hold women accountable, because whether a man does it or whether a woman does it, they get attacked, try to be, get insulted, or, and that's because I feel it every single day. I was at the nail shop yesterday getting my little nails done, and I get an ad. I'm like, who added me in the group? Someone just random little lady that comes in my messages every single day just text me, shut up. I didn't even talk. I didn't even said anything. And the lady said, shut up. And I'm like, well, why? Because I'm holding you accountable. I'm telling women, hey, it's not the men that are just messing it up. It's us, because we have not changed. Men has changed. Just looking at the stats, 20 years ago, men were the most in jail and less in prison. Right now, 20 years, it's flipped. It's majority of men that are in college than in prison. So I see a change in men. I'm not seeing the same positive as far as being a woman and Black woman. I'm not seeing a change. We're getting worse. We're not getting married. We're getting married less. But when I say that, I get attacked. And it's the same toxic women that want to rally up and want to bully a woman that's not here out of spite. I'm not here to degrade anyone. I've never done that.
But you ain't even got to worry about that, because half of them chicks look like fullbacks anyway.
Yeah,
all of them look like they play for the
fine.
Chicago Bears. Half of them look like they play for the Chicago Bears, and that's why they be getting so angry. So you got to take into account the people that are getting angry,
Right.
because when they do talk, just go and look at their profile, look at them shoulders, look at that back, and then see how they running through them pylons. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it.
Well, I'm not worried about it. It's just the behavior that I'm seeing that women exhibit.
I saw you laughing.
It's not going to be any change if these are the behaviors that we exhibit and we don't check the behavior. And that's why I'm bringing it up. And that's why a little bit what Kay and I talk, and I see your hand, Kay, and you can speak. But that's why I was asking you at the beginning, how do you want Black men to protect Black women, but are Black women doing the same for our own? And we're not. Just because I have a difference of opinion doesn't mean I get attacked, but that's what women do.
We don't care about fullbacks. We don't care about centers that play for the Chicago Bears. They can protect themselves. We're not even gonna worry about it.
All right, go ahead, Kay.
Well, I want to hear Kay. Kay, I definitely want to hear about some of the behavior that you've exhibited too.
I was just gonna say that earlier we just talked about the whole online thing and how online just is. So I mean, what do you want somebody to do? We just said that people can't be protected online. Right. So like if you're seeing disrespectful comments in the group, what do you want to happen when you just said, and I think Anton, you did too, about we're not about to moderate that, but now it's like you're calling the certain people names and all types of stuff, when you also just told Rilla not to protect. Like, it's just, it seems really contradictory. Like, if people are saying rude things online, that's just what they're doing. Just like you said earlier, when the question was asked, can the men protect the women online? So online, if you don't want to respond, don't. If you want to close your computer, close it, like Anton said. With stuff like that, I mean, I'm not sure what needs to happen.
Well, it's all about, I think, accountability, where your behavior online, your behavior in person, I mean, your behavior is your behavior. And if we're talking about like online and in the group, and what I was stating before, which is unacceptable behavior, I mean, it's unacceptable to be disrespectful to anyone, whether man or woman. If you can't have a solid foundation of a conversation, then you adding someone multiple hours on end is not good. And I'm just bringing that up because that was a situation that happened. And I think we can talk about it.
You told me to add you. I didn't even know you were in the group because, you weren't really posting much. I didn't even know you were in the group. I saw a video, like, how I'm wondering when we can let this go, but this might be the final conversation about it, hopefully. But there was a video posted, like a short clip, you know how he posted the little clips. You said something about an alpha male, and hell, at this point, I don't even remember. I think one of the words was placating or something, and then I forget the other word, but whatever. So I made I commented on the post about that and about anthropology or biology and anthropology classes, and you said at me. I didn't know you were in the group. So when you came and said at me, I started adding you.
Yeah, you did. So you made a post about me because I might have misspoke a word.
I think that the original post where the comments were got deleted, and I thought that you were telling me to at you because you were going to answer the questions. So I made another post that asked the exact same questions that I was wondering about to begin with. I ask people questions in the group all the time.
I understand. And this is, again, where I'm talking about intent and impact. And this is how we say a teachable moment. That's fine. So you made a post about me. You just kept saying my name. I commented and said, hey, if there's something that you want to talk to me about, you can at me. It wasn't to be combative. It was you posted something as if to try to maybe embarrass me or something because I said something wrong, which is fine. I'm going to say things wrong because I'm human and I'm on here to learn. So I'm going to say something wrong. And if it's something that you honestly had to, wanted to know about me, the intent would have been to at me personally. Courtney, what you mean by this, girl? But the impact of you doing that and kept posting. And then I said, well, at me, but it wasn't just an at. You continuously added me for literally 5 hours while I said, hey, Kay, I feel like this is a little bit overboard. You can contact me personally or, but if not, you got to chill. Like, it's got to stop.
So would you rather?
Hold on. If I can, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So you did not. You continuously for 5 hours adding me. And not only you, but when we're talking about these toxic women, these women that you hang around with, but you guys are always adding and liking, these toxic women along with you kept harassing me where I said, y'all have to stop. And you specifically said, well, if you're just tired of me doing this, then why don't you block me? And I said, well, that's a good idea. And I blocked you because I got tired of it. 5 hours was tremendously too much for someone that you don't know. And then I blocked you. And then what continued to happen days on end, you and the toxic women that continuously still do it today kept adding me and commenting and then it's like, come on.
Can you say that I've added you since that day? Have I added you since that day?
One at a time, ladies.
Please, okay? Because it needs to be addressed. Bad behavior needs to be addressed so we can fix it. So these women and with you kept doing it for days in. After I blocked, then you make fun of me for blocking you. And I was like, well, you told me to do it. Like, that bad behavior can't exist. We can't say protect Black women, but then when a Black woman has another different perspective, then you try to embarrass her. You try to disrespect her, and you do these on days in on a public platform where thousands of people are seeing. You can't have it one way and then not do it another way. It's wrong. And with Anton, when he was talking about respect, and I kind of understood it because he was like, you know what, people are going to respect, even if you hold yourself respectful, some people are still going to disrespect you. And that rung so hard to me. And I listened so hard because I was like, you're right. No matter how I try to come into a group or how I present myself, some people are just not going to like you. Some people are not just going to respect you just because I color my hair or I wear a hoop, you know, and that's fine. And I'm learning that and I'm getting that. But however, when bad behavior persists, and I see that that's one problem that women have with being catty amongst Black women for no apparent reason. You don't know me to be. That's something that we need to address and fix. You can't protect all Black women except if she has something different or another view. Then let's go at her. Let's humiliate her and make her feel like trash. That's not right. And it needs to be addressed and corrected.
So we need to make sure that people on the internet aren't making other people on the internet feel like trash. Just to be clear.
I'll be clear. We need to address, if we are able to address the people that are doing it. So therefore, Kay, I'm addressing you. You did it. You should not. And I hope that behavior changes where someone has something different. You're not adding them for 5 hours on an Easter Sunday when people should be with their family. You shouldn't do it.
How you feel about Chicago, Rilla?
Wait, before, just real quick.
Go ahead.
If you felt terrible and everything, I don't know you. I didn't want you to feel terrible. And I know that the impact, you just talked about impact versus intent. So I understand you expressing your feelings. Mm-hmm. As Anton, you and as y'all were saying earlier, though, online, people get to talk how they want. Now, I did not curse you out. I didn't call you a name. If anyone sees my activity in the group, they know that I ask questions. The reason that I added you is because you told me to.
One time. Not for 5 hours, Kay. What was the intent?
The intent was
the intent of adding someone continuously for 5 hours straight and then having other people chime in to do the exact same thing? I didn't have anybody
chime in. People are their own people.
Rilla, who do you call the Powder Puff Girls? So that's not true. You're part of that. You're a part of girls that bully.
Do you think that I text people or call them like, hey, get on this post?
I don't know what you do. All I know is that the impact
I'm telling you, I'm not.
It's the impact of what you do.
Rilla
already has a name for you guys. It's called the Powder Puff. That's what he does. And that's what you guys do. And it's the impact. The intent might be to laugh and key, but you don't know what impact that is. That's what we need to change.
I understand. And you've been thinking about this post for a long time. So I know that it was affecting you.
Let me just be very clear. I haven't thought about it. I don't think about you guys at all. Like I said, I blocked you. And I only unblocked you because I wanted to see what your intent was for the last show when Kevin Samuels got on. When he gets on, I listen because he always dropped jewels. But I was like, okay, well, let me see her intentions. So I unblocked you just to see what you would have done on the Facebook page. And what happened was the same intent that I took from it.
You should block me again.
You ridiculed. You told, I made him cuss, key. And it's not funny. He dropped amazing jewels. It was amazing conversations, but it was the messages that you put was just, honestly, the intent was not in good faith.
Courtney, you cannot police my online activity.
I definitely cannot, but I can address it once you...
Okay, you just went on and on about the Tawana situation and why people shouldn't be protective of people online, and the world is full of the online community.
I didn't say Tawana's name at all.
Okay, but we were just talking about that. I think Chicago might have brought it up about her being called a B word. You didn't mention the caller and the
but I'm not talking about Tawana. I'm just saying you can't protect people that's calling in. Someone might call it, the B word, get hung up on, but that's it. They could do that to me.
Mm-hmm. And you also mentioned comments in the group, and that it would just basically be, it's not the panel's really duty to moderate that type of thing.
Correct.
But now, so what are you trying to say that I need to do? Because you just said it was okay for people to comment. This is the internet.
I didn't say it's okay to harass anyone.
You weren't being harassed. Harassed?
If you're all right, I'm not.
Yeah, don't.
If you're adding someone for 5 hours straight and then they block you and you're still doing it 2-3 days after the fact, what would you call that?
I wasn't adding you 2 or 3 days after the fact.
I
was blocked.
Okay. So again, the question is, let's forget the 2 or 3 days later. If you're adding someone for 5 hours straight and they ask you to leave them alone and you refused, what would you call that?
The internet. Like y'all said earlier.
But protect Black women, right? Keep the same energy on and off the internet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. You good, Courtney? Can that be over, or are we gonna talk about it forever?
We've never talked about it. This is the first time that we're talking about it, but I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. And I think that for, again, the powder puff girls, or whatever you call them, I mean, it's like, have normal conversations. And I don't know why women do that to each other. I have no idea why that we're so catty. And we're vicious sometimes online or to one another, but we want to be protected. Like it's an oxymoron. And that's an elephant in a room. You want to be protected, but you don't protect others, and you don't respect others.
If you don't want to be added, don't come tell somebody to at you. That's a really simple solution.
You're wilding. Okay. You can add someone, but over 5 hours is a little overwhelming.
Okay. Again, you can't police my online
That's fine. I'm done, hun. I don't have nothing else.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
At Chicago Rhythm, I just opened up the phone lines. I expect some calls soon, but just show thoughts in closing with this situation. Final thoughts.
Oh man, I mean, to be fair, and again, I know other people's position. You can't do this, that, and the third online. I'm just being objective from the outside looking in. And I know, Kay, you're my favorite cyber friend, the whole nine. When I saw that going on in real time, it was like, whoa, and just from the outside looking in, like, yo, this is a bit much. Then the Powerpuff girls, not Powder Puff.
I don't know what you call these ladies.
Them jokers know who they are, man. They vicious in there. It's gladiator school in there, man. They in there. They show up at your house, jump you, your mama, and the rat, cat, and dog. Do
they look like fullbacks?
Can I say something too?
I didn't look at their profiles, and I probably need to go back in and look, but I know some of them don't have profile pictures. I mean, I don't know.
Trolls.
Are all of their pictures from here up?
I don't know. I didn't look at them.
And there's something I want to say too that I don't think has been said, and I think is very important. Like for me, I am wholly about coupling Black folks and Black folks. I'm a champion of Black love. And one of the powder ladies, whatever you want to call them, is like a white lady.
Oh.
And as a white lady coming to me telling me what I should say to Black women and Black men. And I'm like, well, we got to stay in our lane, folks. Like, come on, white little lady. Like, I understand you have to observe, but I'm about Black coupling Black folks with Black folks. White lady, if you want a Black man, that's fine. There's swirler things that you can get into. I get it. But come on. Like, it's overwhelming. It's like too much. So women can't ask for something that they're not giving in return. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say this before y'all before you jump into the car, JR, just real quick? And I do want to say this in all fairness, because what I do know about Kay is that the questions that she was asking, or whatever she was doing, she does that. Like, she does that. Like, that's what she does. She will dig deep and go, and then she has her little snarky remarks like, if you do not wish to continue, I understand, or feel free to get the last word, I understand. But what she was doing, and then what I think happened was other people gravitated around that. But
toxic.
I don't disagree with that. But what I will say about Kay is Kay don't care. She don't. If they never came and said anything, she still would have went the same route until she got an answer, or until she decided, like, I'm not gonna get an answer. Okay, I'm good on that. So that's just in all fairness. The Powerpuff, the rest of the Powerpuff Girls, how they moved, it wasn't because she elicited that behavior out of them. They just kind of, the Powerpuff Girls.
Well, toxic women will follow toxic women. That's easy.
I'm putting myself on mute.
This is so funny. You should Chicago, you should DMK.
No, I'm a K is what I'm gonna do.
Don't do it for 5 hours.
You should shoot your shot, fam.
Bro, relax with that, homie. I'm in a whole relationship. Don't be
what? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you say you was married. My bad.
Oh, I got you. I said I'm in a whole situation over here. Don't K is the homie, man.
What? Y'all didn't got quiet on me.
No. K is the homie.